I have created a new UiPath process here that I am calling UiPath 13 multi-column sort. And what we're going to do in this video is read in the Excel tab we created in the last video, then sort it by 3 different columns, then write this out in sorted columns order. And like many of my UiPath video tutorials, we'll look at 2 different ways to sort the data. I'm going to open up the input file and go to the array row tab that we created in the last video. That's the one we're going to read in. And we see we have 4 columns here: group, department, last name, and first name. I want to sort this data in the order of group, department, and last name, meaning I will sort all of the group A's in column A first, and then all the group B's, and so on. Then in the department column, I will sort all of the departments in group A sorted alphabetically. Then in column C, the last names will be sorted in alphabetical order within each department. I'm going to close the input file. The first thing I'm going to do is add in a read range workbook activity. And the file we want to read in is in C, UiPath, data, and there's our file, employee table. And the sheet name we want to read in is array row, the tab we created in the last video. I will create a data table by clicking in the output data table. And then I'm holding down Control and pressing K to create a new variable that I will call DT unsorted EMPs for unsorted employees. Pressing Enter adds our variable. Now I'm going to add in a new sequence. And I'm going to update the sequence display name to be one sort data table. And inside this sequence, I'm going to add the activity sort data table. And we need to remember that this only sorts 1 column at a time. I want to sort 3 columns, so I'm going to add in 2 more sort data tables. For the first sort data table, I'm going to add in the data table name DT unsorted EMPS. And the output data table, I'm going to create a new data table for the sorted data by clicking in the data table output, holding down Control and pressing K. And our new output data table name will be DT sorted EMPS for sorted employees. This one being the first sort will need to be the last column we want sorted by, which will be the last name, because we're going to need to work backwards when sorting this way. So our sort index will be 2. And I'll update the display name to be sort by last name 2. Now I'll come down to the next sort and update that display name to be sort by department 1. For this one, our input data table will be DT sorted employees, and our output data table will also be DT sorted employees. The index this time will be 1. And coming down to the third sort data table, I'll update that display name to be sort by group 0. The data table input will be DT sorted employees. The output will also be DT sorted employees, and our index will be 0. Now that we have it sorted, we'll just need to write it out, and I will use a write range workbook to write out the data. We're going to write it out to that same file we used as the input. That's in C, UiPath, data. The sheet name we're going to give is sort data table. And the data table we want to write out is DT sorted employees. I will run this now. And we see it ended. We didn't log anything to the output panel, so we only see the UiPath log messages. I'll open up the employee table, and we'll go to the sorted data table tab. And here we see the groups A, B, C are sorted just as we expected. Within A, we see A, I, M, that's sorted, and then S. Within the IT department, it starts with MA, then MO, then R. So it worked. And that's one way of sorting 3 columns in a data table. The other way we're going to look at to sort a data table by 3 columns is with the LINQ. I'm going to minimize our first sequence here, and I'm going to hold down Control and D to disable or comment out this sequence. I'm going to update the comment to say comment out one sorted data table, and we'll minimize this. I'm going to add in another sequence, and we'll update the display name to be sort LINQ. And LINQ stands for Language Integrated Query. Now, there's nothing new to download or update to get this working. It's already set up in UiPath. All I'm going to add in here is an assign, and it looks like I'll need to update the scope of the DT sorted employees. So I'll go into the commented out sequence and change the scope to be main. And now we see the DT sorted employees, and I can add it to this assign. For the set value, I'm going to open up the open in expression editor, and I'm going to paste in some text here. And this is our language integrated query, or LINQ. And there's only 2, maybe 3 things that you'll need to change. The first one is the data table name. Our input data table is DT unsorted EMPS. The next thing is the columns that I want to sort by. I have group, then department, and then last name. We'll note that department will be sorted in descending order. And also note there's a comma after the group line. There's a comma after the department line. But on the very last one, there's no comma. The other thing to note here, I'm converting each line to string because I have all string values. If I had integers here, I might be converting dot to int32, or if they were doubles, I might convert dot to double. But other than that, this will work. And it does not have to be formatted like this. This could be all one line over. I just find it easier to read if I line up the from, order, and select. Because then if I want to add another line, if I have 4 things, I would probably copy this middle line and then update the column header. Let's save this. And I'll want to add in the write range workbook activity. We're going to write to that same file in C, UiPath, data. There's our employee table file. I'll open that. The sheet name, we'll create a new sheet name. We'll call this sort LINQ. And the data table we want to add in is DT sorted employees. Let's also update the display name to be write sort LINQ. This is looking good. Let's run it. It has ended. Let's open up the output file. We'll go over to sort LINQ. And here we see group A, then B, then C. Department, it's starting with S, then M, then I, so it is, and then A, so it is sorting descending by department. And then within the department, security is J, then M, then IT, we've got MA, MO, RO. So it is sorting just the way we want. Now, there is one more thing I want to show here. So I'm going to comment out our LINQ assign with Control D to disable or comment out. I'm going to add in another assign LINQ. We want to go to the DT sorted employees. That's going to be the same. I'm going to open up the expression editor for the set value. And then down in the natural language, I'm going to paste in the sentence. Use LINQ to sort DT employees in by group, then department, then first name. And then I'll click the generate expression with autopilot. And it generated this for us. Clicking save. I'll run this. It ended, and again, we don't have any custom messages in the output queue. Let's open up the output file, and we'll go to the Sort LINQ tab. It's sorted by group alphabetically, then department, again alphabetically. So we've got A, then we've got I, then we've got MAN, MAR, and then within the department, MA, MO, RO. So this one as well worked just as we expected. In the next video, we will continue looking at UiPath.